Good morning and welcome to another video of Code with Toyo. Today we're going to be doing something interesting. We're going to be working on SPA, single page application, using ReactJS. ReactJS is a library developed in JavaScript. That is a JavaScript library that you can use to quickly build your applications, mostly for front end engineers most of the time. We have other guys like Vue.js, AngularJS, but React is like one of the most popular guys. And writing React means you understand some JavaScript. So let's start with for you to be able to use React.js in the first place, you need to have Node.js installed. If you don't have Node.js installed in your system, you can just go to nodejs.org. Of course, you see their sites. Then you can go ahead and do your downloads page. You can download for the version of your system, either Windows, Mac, and all of these guys. You will just do a download and install. So, but how do I check if I have it installed? I'll check for the version, and they said I'm having a version 24.14.0. So that means I have Node.js installed. I can continue with my installation for React.js. So we are going to be using Vite. I think is it Vite or Vite is a French word, and you will be using Tailwind CSS for the styling. Most of these things are just libraries that just make your work a lot faster. But before you start using React.js, it is assumed or it is advised that you have prior knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These are the three core guys that gives you a general overview of what it is. Then you'll be able to use React.js as a library. If Let me quickly pause this video and take us through something. So, in case you're wondering what an SPA is, let's just do a quick illustration. Before SPAs, we used to have our HTML pages, maybe two or three pages, our home pages, about us pages, all in the website directory or folder. And when we need the home page, we'll have to load the entire page. If we need another page, we have to load. So at the end of the day, we are loading all pages over and over again. We are loading the styles, the scripts, the structure, and all of these things. Then came an SPA approach like React. In the case of React, we are going to be loading components. So components are just JavaScript file, either a JS extension, a JSX extension, or a TSX extension. So whenever you need a component like a module in JavaScript, you load it into the DOM of the document, and you'll be able to do what you want to do with it. So React.js loads only what is needed per time, doesn't load the entire page. While the normal conventional HTML, CSS, JavaScript load the full pages at times. So that's the importance of this. So let's just quickly go ahead and get started with this. If you don't have it installed, you have to firstly do an npm install -g create vit. Most of these things have their documentation, so you don't have to worry about holding the syntax up there. So you just have to do this. But in my own case, I already have it installed, so I will not be doing that. I already have it installed. But if you don't, if you are starting for the first time, you need to do an npm install. You want to install on a global scope of your system. You want to install the create vit so that we can use create vit to bootstrap our program, our project, or create a boilerplate for what we need. So, but since I have it installed already, I'll just go ahead with the Tailwind CSS documentation on creating a React app. NPM stands for Node Package Manager. So let's use it to quickly do this. So you are saying Node Package Manager, we want you to create a Vite. Using Vite, create a project for us and use the latest version of it. Then the name of the project, you can always enter it. Let's say code with, for example. So it's going to generate a project with that name. Every project is an application. Every application just have components, like So I will just wait a bit for it to do its thing. So you can see Vite has all of these guys bundled into it: React.js, Vue.js, Vanilla.js, and all of this. But The framework we are going to be using is going to be React.js, and it's asking us, is it a TypeScript project or a JavaScript project? If Let's go for JavaScript for now, and it's asking for what linter to use. I'll use the ESLint, and it's asking again that do you want to install with npm install, because after every installation you do, you need to run an npm install for your package or JSON to pull all the dependencies you need. So I will say yes, and then I'll pause this video and come back when the installation is done. So the installation is done, and it tells me that everything is ready and it's running on this server localhost 5173. So if I quickly check on that to see what I have, I'll see a new React application. Yes, this is the new interface you see that shows you that a React app is installed and is running on this server. Let's go back to this and just um, stop this server, open up this in our code editor so that we can work with it and see what we have. Mm, Not this right now. So I need to go into the directory and then open it up. So congratulations, our React app is live. We can see it. Um, you can see our packages here, our public folder where you have the global files or resources you want to see, our source folders. Here you have a couple of asset components that belongs to that section of the app. We have the git ignore. You have the single index.html file. You can see it's a single file and it has just one div with the ID root. This ID root is the guy that we are loading into main.js. You can see using the get element by ID, and we are loading all our components per time into that. So we'll get to see the structure of these files and the structure of this project and how it goes. But if you understand concept like the structuring, spread operator, ternary operators, and modules in JavaScript, then React is not going to be so much of a problem for you. So let's quickly look at what we are seeing on the front end. It will be in our app.jsx. All of these guys you are seeing is the same thing you are seeing here. So let's just break it down quickly and um, let me take out this fragment in my return statement and just take out the whole thing. So I have a single return statement and taking out all of these use state and all of these guys, state management, want it gone. So you just see that it's just a typical JavaScript function. I'm just importing the style here, and then it's a typical JavaScript function. If I just go ahead and do a div and I give it a class name of app, and I just return a h1 that says um, hello and welcome. Hello, this is my first React app. So if you go back to this page and okay, we won't see that on that page. We are here to run the server. Go to your terminal, running a new application on React. You just need to call npm run. Let's run it in development mode and not production mode. And it's the server will start up and we can see what we have on the server. You can see, hello, this is my first React app. So it's basically just all about components, files, and just an extension of JavaScript, nothing serious. So you have seen how to install a React app. You understand a bit of the structure, your assets. This is where you have your images, your logos, your audios, and all of these. Or you have them in your public folder for every other part of the app to use. You can see our index.css. So the last thing I want us to do according to these guys is that we can always install Tailwind CSS, which is a modern um, cascading styling method for um, modern sites. So let's quickly install Tailwind CSS. In this, I'll be using my terminal for that to install Tailwind CSS. I will start the installation process and then I'll pause the video for it to complete. So we have Tailwind CSS and it says 32 packages are looking for funding. All of these guys are going to fund them eventually later. It added is about 16 packages for us, and that means we have Tailwind CSS available in our modules. So we can go ahead and style our pages using Tailwind CSS. But before we do that, we need to import Tailwind in our Vite settings, then add it to our project at the end of the day. So let me quickly do that before we finish, come to an end of this video. So at this point, I need to do an import. I'm importing Tailwind CSS from this guy. Then I'll add it as a plugin for my project. That's I'm using a Tailwind CSS. So with just this, it becomes available to the entire project. And in my index.css, I can remove the default styling and just do an at import for my Tailwind. So this alone makes it available to me. So with this, I have Tailwind available in my project. You can see the styling looks as if it's broken, but no, it's not broken. Let's quickly do something with Tailwind and just so we are sure that it's available. Um, our H1 text should take, this is just a basic Tailwind setup text 3XL, and that I'll just have it here, H1, and I have the class name to be this. I don't want my div to have any class name for now since I'm done with the app CSS and we are using Tailwind now. So if I should refresh this, so it didn't affect what is the issue. Okay, when we are using Tailwind, I think we are using just class and not class name. Yes, let's just do something quick. That's bold. Let's do text dash red, and let's just be around 600 for red. So the style seems not to be applying to let's see what is going on at the configuration level. Tailwind CSS, I think we need to call a dash vit for this. Um, let's see what we have. We're saying server failed. Um, let me just pick this here and come put it here, and this should just fix our issues for us once and for all. So our server started, and yes, you can see our Tailwind CSS is now up and we're good to go. So basically that's just all you need, using Vite to install React, then Vite to install your Tailwind CSS, and you can start styling your app and all that. So if you need me to do anything on React, either talk about state management, talk about the use state, the use memo, um, you just need any part of React, or you just need a simple app, we could just sit maybe in a 20-minute video and build an app from beginning to end. And one good thing about ReactJS is that if you get familiar with ReactJS, it's easier for you to extend your knowledge base into guys like React Native. That's for native application development, for mobile application development. And the good thing is that either React.js, React Native, at the end of the day, you are all writing JavaScript. So React Native using Expo is an excellent way to write applications. So React.js for web app, React Native for mobile application, and you're good to go as a front end developer. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.